Good Morgan. Good Morgan. This reception out here today sucks. So you know, little, little bad. So you know, well, good morning.
Yo, 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 good evening.
Oh yeah,
Your Packers look good.
yeah. I saw him. So,
Unstoppable, huh?
so did your you have two games into the season. Your Rogers did pretty good for you too.
That thing they had last night, the last three times the Pack won a championship. Well, three times that they won it. All previous times the quarterback was exactly 27 years old. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers. And guess
Well,
who turns 27 this November? Your
hello.
current quarterback.
All you need is love.
So lucky 27. Yeah,
Yeah.
so what's going on? Did you feel the last earthquake you just had a couple days ago?
I don't know. Probably not.
No.
I might have saw something posted, but I felt yesterday. I'm sitting at the school. My son goes in the afternoon now, and a breeze when a car, like a semi pass you on the
Right,
highway.
right.
I felt that when I was sitting still. I'm like, what the hell is that, man?
Hey, Christian.
You got the you got rid of the AM, huh? M Yahoo. I don't know if you meant I'm. What I capital I what do
So
you
you
call it?
felt your truck shake? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Think
I felt the movement, but I wasn't going anywhere.
that
You
must have
know,
been it.
I don't know. We was. I
About two
don't.
in the afternoon, maybe.
I don't remember, man. I don't remember that.
So,
Oh,
so what do? You drive your wife and son in, and she waits for him in the afternoon, or what?
yeah.
Did she bring a tuk tuk home, or do you go get them, or what?
Yeah. She takes the tricycle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a power buffer. Wax my truck.
Tonight, got to go to a high school football game tonight. My daughter's going to be in the halftime show, so I got
What does she?
three more high school football games to go to.
What does she do?
Uh, like a flag. She's not a cheerleader, but you know the ones that dance with the band and
Oh, yeah, I
wave
know.
flags and do
Pom pom
summer.
girls.
They
Pom pom.
pom poms. Yeah,
Yeah, pom pom girls.
yeah. So yeah, she does that, and she also helps out in the band too because she plays the saxophone.
You do the pom pom too.
Yeah, my pom poms days are over. Retired Chippendale Gigolo.
You quit when somebody
I
stuck
got the
their
pension to show it.
you quit when you got someone got their
I
thumb
quit
stuck
when
up
I had a
their ass.
head.
Yeah.
Not when I was a head, when I had a head.
Ugh.
Uh,
Yeah. So much when I was young.
I worked with
Oh,
a dude back when I was in Florida before I went in the military. I was a new daddy and I needed a job, so I went to Florida and worked for minimum wage, assembling prefab homes, in a
yeah,
assembly line.
yeah.
And I worked with a guy, man, he was funny as hell. I think his name was Paul, but he looked like, God, who's that? Oh, who's that song? You know that guy that sings "Fool Around and Fell in Love"? You know, you posted that
It's
video one time.
Mickey Thompson, I
He
think.
looked just like Mickey Thompson. You know, his hair and the
He
mustache.
went, he
He
went to
looked. This
Jefferson
guy,
Starship.
yeah, this guy that I worked with looked just like him. I knew when I saw that video. Remember you, because you Facebook, you like forwarded it or tagged it or something. The old "Fool
Yeah,
Around and Fell in Love," and he was that his singing woman beside him was like in that
yeah.
freaking like I don't know different colored lines,
And that's
bodysuit
the
or whatever.
Dyke thing, or Pink
She looked
Floyd.
like Joe Cocker the way she moved, when she sang.
Yeah,
But
she's
yeah,
all
he.
right.
Anyways, this guy looked exactly like him, but he had a very bad stuttering problem. I mean,
Uh,
you would finish the sentence for him, because it took him like a minute to tell
I've
you
been
a
there
sentence,
before.
and he did, but he said, we're like, well, what are you doing? After work, what are you doing? He said, I'm a male gigolo. For all this was in Florida, right? So he was like all these lonely old retired ladies whose husband had kicked off. I guess he was going around being their date for their escort or something,
Yeah,
supplementing his income. But
yeah.
I said, as long as you didn't have to whisper sweet nothings in their ear. I said
it's
it'd take all freaking night. They'd kick you out. They'd get tired of you.
it's a guy in what was that one with Great Outdoors, Dan Aykroyd and what's his name, John Candy, and they were sitting in the bar, and there's a guy named Reg. He's an old guy. He had a big silver streak, long hair. We had big silver streak down the middle. He said, "Boy, if there ever bartender says, boy, if there ever was a person tuned into a barometric pressure, it was Reggie." He goes, "How many times you get struck by that?" He's going, "Sis." And then I goes, "Oh, sick, no, no, 66." He goes, "We got that neo scum thing going on." Six 66.
That guy was so freaking funny. I mean, not because he stuttered. He was born
Yeah,
comedian, man. He
I
was
worked with a
so
guy.
much fun.
I worked with a guy like that, named Dale, back in the early mid '80s. Security guard job, and he used to keep his car so clean you could wear a suit
Yeah.
underneath the car. He would be.
Uh,
He came over to where I lived at the bar. And he going, "Eh, all
I
right, man."
just I just saw online. I was looking at cars. I just every once in a while they have a
Hello.
site called Cars and Bids. There's this Buick Park Avenue that this old guy had. He died 77,000 miles on it.
Mm.
Beautiful. It had 3.8 liter V6. You know that like indestructible engine, the best engine that Buick
Oh,
probably ever made, GM probably ever
yeah,
made. A
yeah.
3.8 V6. And
That was an
man,
accident.
it's real tempting. I'm real tempted. I want to see what the bid is today. I think today's the last day on it. Man,
Oh
even
yeah.
if you spend 10, 15,000, you're not going to get a car nowadays like that,
No.
That luxury, that leather interior, like a freaking your living room couch, leather,
Uh,
and that engine that's just indestructible. Man,
tell your wife to get a real job so you can do that.
she got a job. Hell, I'll give her my 2018.
A real
I'll
job.
drive that thing. Shit.
Christian says hello.
Hey,
Un-
Christian,
Unmute the
gonna
mic.
head back to the warmer spot here pretty soon once your country starts to get cold.
What do you mean? Unmute the, what do you call it?
Who's unmuted?
I don't know. I said unmute the mic.
Oh,
I know what he's talking about.
I can hear Tony. I think Tony can hear me. So
Yeah.
he finally got his stuff together this week.
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Yeah,
Broken clock's right twice a day.
twice.
You must have hit the right timing.
Oh man. I'm looking
Well, it's
around.
like 50 degrees this morning, going up to 79 by afternoon. So it's going to be warm for a high school football game. It should be about 75 about kickoff time tonight, 7
There you
o'clock.
go. As soon as that sun,
75. It's too warm for me, but
as soon as that sun goes down, you might get a cool breeze.
yeah, it'll feel good.
Shit. Fucking
I think
bummed
we're
over.
supposed to have a warm next week. It's supposed to be get up in the 80s. I have not turned my furnace on yet.
You
We've
can
been
get
down to
the
44 one night.
one house I bought. It had oil heat, and for like the first year we were there, I had a full tank. I think at the time it was 79 cents a gallon. So I think I put in. I topped it all. I put 200 and something or 300 for the whole winter. You know, and still had spare. And the difference between gas, your skin's dry, your nose is dry, but oil heat's real comfortable. And you know, I could have gotten a new oil heater, but and you know, but that's a turnoff for a lot of people.
Yeah,
People don't understand it, and they bash it.
that house I grew up in, my mom and dad, first, a long time ago, they had a coal furnace.
Uh,
And my dad eventually went to oil. So he had this big ass, like 500-gallon oil tank put in the ground. And,
Dude,
and
I
then
went.
would have that. And then they finally changed over to gas, natural gas.
I did it for, you know, because if you don't maintain those things, you get soot all over the fuck out of every vent, you know.
Which one? The oil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't maintain that fucker, you're gonna have permanent oil because that shit don't go away. Because I used my ex-wife vacuum because I thought I was just sucking up dry burnt chips, you know. Well, that was like a fucking 6 inches of sitting there. She fucking lost her mind when she said because the vacuum was all fucked up. You know, she acted as though there was the only vacuum left in the world, you know. But I when we were looking for houses, I went into this 3 bedroom kind of 2 bedroom up. There's a rental unit upstairs, a 3-2, and it wasn't that big, it wasn't that big at all. But when I went downstairs, the circumference of that fucking heater was like almost you had about 2 feet on each side of the wall to go by it. It had these huge fucking pipes, you know, the duct that were connected to ducts. I mean, a massive, like a foot. You know, it was a monster. It was iron, made out of iron, obviously. But I never seen nothing that big for a house that small.
Now, you remember when you were in the Army, if you were out in the field, you had the GP tents. Did you have those
Yeah.
little stoves? What are they called? Heaters? I forget what they burned. Diesel, right? Because that's what we had was diesel. Yeah.
Coleman could have been. What's other fuel like gas? Kerosene, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure these were probably diesel, since that's what I mean, if you went out in the field, the only fuel you had was diesel in the back of your deuce and a half trucks or 5 tons or whatever you had. So
I don't know. I remember that. I don't remember that at all.
you don't remember. You spend any time out in the field in tents?
Fuck yeah, man. I'm in the fucking desert for 2
Okay.
weeks.
Well, desert. Well, it gets cold at night in the desert.
Yeah, hell yeah, it gets cold.
You might need a little heater in there.
It was 100. It gets up to 100. When I was there, it was 100, topped out at 114 every day.
And then at night, it's what?
Fuck, it was like winter. It was like 30, 35. 4,
Yeah.
just a cold. When we'd sneak over to watch the females taking showers over there. But then the guy,
Big old lovely army women.
well, get out of here, get out of here. They fucking, but they had a march. There 22 ranges. It was McGregor. There's a what do you call it, base? We fired the Laws rocket and all of that. McGregor. It's in New Mexico, and I think there were 22 ranges, and a guy comes up to us and he says, "You 3 guys coming in?" I thought, "Oh fuck, man," So we drive out there to police the area, clean up, pick up whatever. Well, there was hardly anything at all to pick up. So we laid down in sun. Those other guys had to march. I don't know how many miles that was, but we were waiting a long time for them to get there. Some of those guys, they took that fucking Laws rocket right out of their hands, man, because they didn't trust them. They had to, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? Oh my God! It was Omar Bradley still had an office there at Fort Bliss in El Paso. Still had it.
My units having a reunion next month in Oklahoma. I might go.
Yeah, Potbelly Pig. That's what that'll be.
Yeah, it's not on the base. It's right off the base, some park. They rented some pavilions. And I talked to a guy. He lives in South Dakota now. One of my buddies I was with. I think he's going. So
I don't know.
There's a couple of guys still live in the area there, so they might be there. So
I didn't go to no high school one because I didn't spend enough time in high school to know most of the people there.
It's like the graduation. You're like, who are you?
Hey, dude, I can't. I didn't go to school for 2 months one time. Never called my house. I go to a different high school, and they called first day. I went there after school once. I don't know what activity there was, but I went there before the bell rang. It was 3:00. You get out, and I got busted. I got suspended for being being outside when I'm supposed to be inside the classroom.
Hell, nowadays they'll call the houses. It's like 9, 10 in the morning. It's like, hey, your child didn't show up for school today. Did you know that?
I had a pretty good, I think it was choir teacher. You could tell he used to be a partier. The wild hair. He looked like one of those Beavis and Butthead or Woodstock or something. And I drank some MD 2020. In the morning. School opened up at 7:30, I think. And I was fucked up. I was sick, man. I come into that class, but I had my head down on the desk, and the teacher, I'm sure you could tell, he smelled it. He goes, "Oh, he can't handle it, huh?" I was like, man, you could whip my ass. It wouldn't fucking hurt me as much as I'm hurting right now. Oh, Lord. I thought it'd be fun to go out and get fucking drunk before class. Yeah, it wasn't.
I never thought of doing that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. I only know a handful of people, man. I wasn't a big school guy, that wasn't me. I probably had at any given time maybe 3 people that I might have done something, get together and do something.
I think my senior year, I had enough credits to graduate already, so I only had like 2 or 3 class. All the rest of my day was study hall. I don't think I ever went in earlier than 10:30 in the morning my senior year, because I had it set up all my morning with study hall. You
could have went to summer school, got that too, huh?
Well, if I'd have known after my junior year that I had enough credits to graduate, hell, I would have been off. I would see you.
Yeah, I thought I knew some people that did that, and it was real cool. They didn't have to go to class for 6 months,
Yeah, nobody told me. Oh, by the way, you have enough credits, I
Yeah,
didn't even know you needed a certain amount of credits back then. That
I did.
stupid.
I didn't when I found out when I left the school I was in because I had some problems with other people. So they sent me to a different one, and I didn't. I didn't. Shit, I don't know. I just I didn't like going. I didn't like being there, man. I just didn't. I wouldn't have turned out any different if I'd have stayed in. I just didn't. I didn't. I thought I don't need this shit. I really did. You know, not in a negative way, but why don't I just start working full time now for the rest of my? I took the age I was 17. I took that whole year off from working anywhere because I said to myself, I'm going to be working for fucking 40 years, so I want to take this one off. So pretty good.
I had no idea what I wanted to do. All I knew was I was like a dog in heat, man.
Hey,
Or everybody else was in heat. Put it that way.
back then, well, by us because they had busing started. They had each. Oh fuck! I forget the hell I was saying. Ah man.
That some kind of busing? What do you mean busing?
Well, they bus from the north side, the black side of town.
Segregated.
Yeah, segregation. No, not segregated is.
Not officially sanctioned, but
Well, I don't know. I forget what it was. Well, we look at the trophy case. You see all these white guys up to 1950 something, and then there's nothing from 60s to the 80s when I went, and then they started, you know, track and field and all that.
it's
You know,
like
Terry
ancient
Porter,
history.
yeah, Terry Porter from he went to UW Stevens Point, Wisconsin. He played for
Yeah,
Spurs.
he's the basketball player. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He was at our school. He went to our school. But dear, listen to this, man. One girlfriend I had named Kathy. She had a real cute daughter, and I kept hearing this story about that he OD'd or something off of coke. I think his heart just fucking turned to mush. But I said, and then I saw this guy. It was like a family friend, and he had the deformed hand. It looked like the claw from a lobster.
Mhm.
And we go up there. We go up to the bar. Me and her girlfriend and the kid. Well, the kid, she's 20. That would have been sweet too, man. Oh my god. What I was telling this guy the story. I hadn't forgotten about the guy, his buddy that was deformed. I said, yeah, man, I was standing out in front of school one night in the fall, like in October. I don't know what we were doing. It was dark out. And back then you went to the school you lived, the zone district you lived in. So this guy came from another little small city next to Milwaukee. He went to South Milwaukee, and then they told me his name. I said I met that guy. Their father he died when the 20-year-old was about, shit, I don't even know, man, 10 or 12. And the guy that supplied him with the coke, they were still friends with this guy. I said, this guy helped kill you. He goes, and his friend said, well, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, do you fucking help him? You know. But I met the guy, super cool, laid back, tall guy. And how funny that was years later for me I forgot where I met her at, but I had him living with me for a while. But that didn't work out. But cool guy, very cool guy. He came from a family of nothing but boys. He was the first one, or maybe the only one that ever had a girl kid. All the rest of them had boys. There were 7 brothers, and a lot of them died younger. 30s, 40s, something like that. But I remember that guy, man, because I remember him because he was tall and he laid back and he said, yeah, I'm going to be going to Pulaski, which was still away from his house. But when I told the girlfriend that and her kid, How else would I know that? I never talked to anybody else about that ever. Why would I? You know, I said, yeah, this guy made a pit stop by us for 2 months, and then he's going to Pulaski. You know, because I guess he was in trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble he was in, but nice guy, man. I remember because her oldest son, he was just like him, his personality. You know, that was nice. I'm glad I met them. Man, church for me. I ain't going to church tomorrow. I let the kid go. Represent me. Oh man, no workers today. I go to have a door put in. Go buy the lumber. They don't have any. 2 weeks
Out of
wait.
stock.
2 week wait. And I'm thinking there's more than one lumber yard here. The other guy that was here, he made a one up us. I forget what he used. But he fucked that doorway up. At the bottom, it jets out like a 1/4 inch from the top of the door. So this one dude we hired, you know, the mother-in-law, when he wanted to use somebody else. I'm like, this guy's almost done. He's got three more tiles to put in, but he couldn't put them in because he didn't have the door. You know, he wanted to know how close by swinging the door, how far you had to tap the what do you call it down. You know, he might have it close, but him and his wife come here. She sit here all day. Man. I'm gonna try to refrain from not doing any extra projects. Christian's gonna come over in November, get some poutine.
Yeah, where are you going to first, Christian?
I'll go here.
Or are you only going one place?
Can't afford Thailand. Thailand's way more expensive than Philippines. They had a problem with foreigners a few years ago. This shit was out of control with some of these guys. They showed an English guy, a guy from UK. He was a teacher, but he'd be out at the bars, obnoxious as anything ever, you know. And he'd have certainly got that. He's lucky the camera was there because they probably would have beat the shit out of him. There was no camera. Gonna be in Thailand a week or two. You're gonna make a comparison between the Snatch 1 and Snatch 2. Yeah, it'll be a good time of the year. And a little cooler in the winter, and it's a little bit higher than where I am. I want to go to Vietnam so bad. But I have to go with the kid don't have vacation till May. All of a sudden they're on a 4-day week. They have these little holidays, either national or the city. He's not. I don't think he's ever put in a full week of school yet. Seems to be doing all right. He's either smarter than I'm thinking, or luckier. You know. I remember that credit thing. That's what I forgot. When I missed so much school, and I went. Well, I was supposed to graduate. I move up to 11th. They said, "Well, you don't have enough credits. You got to stay here." I thought, "Fuck that! I ain't staying here." I went to another school, and then I spent about 5 months in there, maybe. Then I got out altogether. Got my GED a couple years later. Oh, I just didn't like it, man. I'm not a morning person to begin with, you know. But, oh man, that's a fucking chore. And I almost celebrated within myself when I heard my dad, because I go, oh yeah, mom, I'm too sick to go. I heard my dad say, well, if you don't want to go, we can't make him go. I thought, fucking thumbs up on that one. So I enjoyed myself on that one. It's getting the okay from the Grand Poobah, you know, the headmaster. All my other sisters graduated. My dad got a GED. He never told us when we were young.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
my dad never went past the 8th grade. I don't think.
look, when we were that age, just before shit hit the fan, when the jobs went away, all our lives leading into high school was like, whether we graduate or not, we're going to be doing the same work, no matter what, you know. So why bother, you know? But
Yeah,
then in 1980, when Ronnie Reagan got in there, all these jobs, you know, was shit. That's why I went in the army.
yeah, me too. I had a job in a steel mill for like a year and a half. And when I
Uh,
started, the guys, all the old timers said, "Man, you young guys are lucky. You got a lifetime job." Like a year and a half later, they closed down and went south. That's why I eventually joined the military because there was no jobs left, no steel mill jobs. That's for sure.
that was the longest 3 years of my life. And I was gonna when it came, we had a bumper sticker back then. It said, "Don't stop now, re-enlist." I cut it up, and I put, "Stop now, don't re-enlist." And I thought I was gonna get in all this trouble. My captain said, oh, freedom or whatever. We can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Man, they could have told me they could have, and I wouldn't have known. You know, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But that 3 years was the longest of my life, man. Oh, every day was filled with something.
Yeah,
Well,
82. Me and my girlfriend ended up pregnant and had a child in 83.
my
Joined the
second,
military in 84.
my first one was born in October '80. My second was February '83.
So I was in boot camp. I was married and a father of one. So I was kind of like the old man in boot camp, you know.
Yeah.
Most of the other guys were 18. I was, I think, 22.
Oh boy, yeah. That was like, man, this guy's pretty old, man. He's fucking 25.
But
We had a guy.
I had another guy older than me though. There were a
We
couple guys older than me actually.
we the oldest guy we had there was 42.
In boot camp?
Yeah,
Get out!
42.
Wow.
No,
Was he
he
guard or
came back.
reserve or something?
He's in the I think from Detroit. Oh man, he was full time.
Active duty.
But because there were no jobs to get, he got the rank of PFC when he came back. I don't know how long he was off for. You know, probably
Or
early.
he was prior military and then
Yeah, yeah, he was 42 years old. And a fucker, you know, when you're in the military, when you have a ailment, what they call it, uh, I forget.
not a
You,
disability.
you, well, you're exempt from.
A waiver.
No. You're exempt from doing any of the calisthenics, running, you know, push up.
Yeah, it's a physical waiver, PT waiver or something like that.
A profile. That's what.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You're on
and
profile.
this guy is 40.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I'm like, how the hell do you get on that?
And you got,
You know?
yeah, we had a guy, and we had like one buddy, like I was saying, we had like about 3 guys, a whole bunch, but then the 3 of us were off doing whatever. This guy's name was Alan, man, big, tall dude, and tough fucker too, man. But he was cool. He one of the PFCs. We had college, so they gave him the PFC. Black dude, Brown. His last name was Brown. I forget Alan's last name. We took pictures when those little booths, you know. He said, "I don't like the way you're treating my friends," you know, to the PFC guy. I'm like, holy shit, man, you know. We're only in basic training. We had a guy named Campbell, last name Campbell. He's a family guy. He's about 34 years old, 35, something in there. And they had him wax, buff the barracks, you know, strip buff. Dude did an excellent job. I mean, it looked beautiful. Cool dude too, very cool. But this other black guy, his last name was Blackman. He came in there and purposely scuffed, you know, put a scuff mark from his boots. And fucking that other guy went crazy. He cut that guy's neck. Like he got kicked out, man. But holy shit, man! You know, it's one thing about certain folks. When you start something, you got to finish it. There isn't any. Oh man, forget about that. You know, if it happened, I've never seen it. But once you challenge somebody like him, you better be ready.
Yep. Like I say, you better put up or shut up. You know.
Yeah, you ain't. You know, because Campbell would have kicked this, he could have beat him to death. I mean, the other Campbell was like he looked like he's Mr. Universe type, broad shoulders, you know,
Yeah.
big biceps, without lifting weights, no doubt. And he would have fucking, oh my god, he could have cut him and hit that artery like that what do you call guy that got shot yesterday, Charlie Kirk. You know what that reminded me of? I've seen the guy before. What that reminded me of is everybody, like freedom of speech is just being out there and being taken away or altered so much. You know, like women with the fucking guy that feels like he's a woman, so he competes in swimming and whatever, and beats the shit out of him, you know? It's just, when the Kennedys, you know, and Martin Luther King Jr., it, it's like everything went backwards for a long time.
They
You know,
I see on TV they're going to have a news conference real soon that they caught the suspect.
did they?
Yeah, they said. I think someone said I saw online it. They said his old man turned him in, recognized him, turned his own
Yeah.
son in, which is good.
Well, yeah, man. You know, that guy's gonna snap on his family too.
You're right.
You know, I put a comment that I forget who's it's Fox News. I made a comment in there. I said because he had a long rifle. That's sharpshooter shit. And
Nah, that he wasn't no pro.
nobody, but he,
At that distance, man, anybody, any of us that ever
yeah,
shot a weapon 200 yards, he
but
was aiming probably for center mass, and he was way the hell off.
hit him in that artery.
Well, yeah, I mean, he got it. It was a lucky shot. It was. These people saying, "Oh, it was a professional hit." No, it wasn't. He wouldn't be caught right now if it was professional.
He didn't hit either side.
He'd never been caught on video, leaving, coming, going, nothing. If it was professional, man, it'd be in and out. You know.
You ain't, yeah. Well, the dude, you know, just it made me think back to when those other things were happening in the country in the late '60s. You know, it just, you know, now you got to like anybody else in the world in the country. You know, no husband, no, you know, just kids. It's a fucking shame, man. This is what people look at because Democrats are going to forever get right. They're going to be forever um, just picked on. And they had a few guys. They had a few guys in interviews, and I watched a couple of them. These fucking people had the nerve to say, "Well, if he didn't say all the things he said,
Yeah.
negativity, he would. It wouldn't happen." I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? Everybody's got a right to fucking speech. Everybody.
That's
This
the thing.
motherfucker.
They can't reason with rational thought. They go by emotion. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they're intellectual midgets. They can't have a a thorough debate on anything because if you disagree with them, they're off on an emotional tangent, right? So
Yeah, true,
you can't
true.
reason with unreasonable people. All right.
No, no, you can't. You know, you have no
I
one to
mean,
fucking.
I've found that between me and my spouses, males and female, we don't argue the same. They argue based on emotion, we argue based on fact, and you never can meet in the middle. You know?
Yep, yepper. When guys have an issue with guys, they get it out of the way pretty fast. Women, the shit lingers.
We can
You know.
sit there and bust each other's balls for hours in a bar, and then we'll still be friends when we leave on the ride home.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But them, they're harboring those thoughts of, oh, that bitch, that fucking
It's a
chicken.
lot of times I'd hear women say, "Oh, how can you say that?" Yeah, because that's what men do. Men,
Yeah,
men tell it like it is.
oh yeah.
We don't care. When we were kids, if you said, "Oh, my feelings are hurt," you never said that. That'd be
No.
the guy would be, "Get out of here, you pussy." That's exactly what they'd say.
It was a man's world back then, only.
Yeah,
So that's what you grow up looking at. You're going, damn, these guys, these guys get listened to and thought of more than the women. But you don't know what you're comparing it to because you don't know no different. If it's in your house, it's in your house. But yeah, it
I,
is. Oh Lord.
and people like that, they can't agree to disagree. It's my way or the highway, right?
Here's another.
So
Here's another guy today. Two guys had a phone, and they're yesterday or whatever. I'm a day ahead, and the guy who was filming. He goes, "You see that guy up there? It's all dressed in black.
yeah.
What that? People probably thought he was a sharp protection or something."
Now listen, this is a day when you got drones. All these guys, on YouTube, what are they doing? They're using drones, right? Because they have a
Yeah,
YouTube channel. They travel with all these freaking drones. You mean they can't have a drone up at an event like that? You know,
yeah,
to look at
yeah,
rooftops and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
it's a total lack of security. I mean, there's
He,
no sense for anybody to shoot anybody, but you got to know your environment. You got to know your enemies nowadays, right?
yeah, yeah.
You can't put yourself out there like that. I mean,
No.
he should. I know the president has bulletproof glass in front of him now. Some of these people that are out there on speaking trails, they should probably have bulletproof glass in front of them
Hey,
too.
yeah. Hey, when I was sitting there watching that rally that Trump had, I was thinking to myself, boy, I'm surprised nobody's tried to shoot him yet. I said Reagan was the last guy, and that was a long time ago. They're like fucking 10 minutes later. Oh, I thought, man,
I mean, and it doesn't take no freaking expert sniper. You see these guys taking pot shots.
that kid's he's gonna be regretting that for the rest of his natural life. You know, it's just
Who?
fun. it's
Who,
just
the
when
one who
some,
did it?
yeah,
He ain't
the
gonna
one,
regret shit because he don't have a freaking soul. You know, the only thing they
dude,
regret is they regret getting caught. That's the only thing they regret. They don't
what a sorry.
regret their actions. All right.
I just, I think too, like I said before, with all those other folks that lost their lives throughout time, you know, um, if you let somebody that's speaking their mind, nothing wrong with that. Speak your mind, but don't go shooting a fucker because he doesn't like you. Don't like what he's saying.
Right.
There's more than one person in in this world. You know, there, there's all kinds of people out there. Yeah, I understand certain points from certain people, and I have my points. It doesn't mean,
Right.
like earlier you said, we never left here pissed off on YouTube here. At
Yeah.
least I never,
And you know what? We have the freedom to not associate with those people if we don't
yeah,
agree with them, right? I
yeah.
mean, it doesn't mean that you have to take them out of existence
Everybody
because
is,
they don't agree with you, you
everybody's
know?
trying, yeah, everybody's trying to make you, they get mad when you don't see things their
It's
way.
like, hey, you just go on with your wacky ass self, you know? Have a good day, you know?
Yeah,
Whatever you're smoking, man, keep smoking it because,
that's why I say I only had three solid friends. I knew a lot of people, but there were only three of them throughout my adult school life, getting into junior high and up, that I wanted to be bothered with any. You know, we just do whatever. You know, there was always somebody from. I mean, if you know too many people, man, you know, sometimes I'll tell people here, I already know enough people, man. I don't need no more
you know
friends,
what? None of my friends did things and thought things exactly the way I did.
man.
That didn't mean I couldn't be friends with them, you know?
Yeah. Well, I had a
We
friend
we
George.
could be totally opposite on some issues. I don't care. He's still my friend. You know, we had more in
Yeah,
common than we had difference. Okay.
me, me and my friend George, we used to argue back like a fucking man and woman. You know,
Yeah.
we 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 bitched about to each other about everything. You know, but then at the end of that bitching, we were still friends.
What
You know,
you know
he,
that show on ESPN? Pardon the interruption. You know,
I've heard of it. Yeah,
two guys. You know, the sportscasters.
Kornheiser,
They taught
Kornheiser.
Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and you know, and my wife sees me watching it. She said, "How can you watch that? They're just arguing back and forth." She said they're so loud and yelling. I said, "Do you ever hear yourself talk to your Filipino friends?" I said,
Yeah, yeah,
"It sounds like you're going to fucking start killing each other." But you
yeah,
say, "Oh no, that's just how we talk," you know.
yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
"That's what these guys are doing. They're not hating each other. They're just yelling, you know."
No,
And,
you guys are friendly. It's
and
fun.
women, when women say to men, we argue or whatever, have they ever listened to themselves talk about,
Um,
loving
but
each
I got to
other and
say,
talk about other women?
if I got to say though, when I was a kid, I don't know about you, but all the women would gather in the kitchen, guys in the other room, and
Right.
you know, guys, if you start talking about pootie tang,
And they,
all of a sudden they can hear you.
but no, always the men were like, "Let's get the hell out of here." They're just yapping and yapping.
Oh yeah,
So the men would go somewhere else and yap. So
yeah. Here, put this in your mouth.
now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, and, you got to think and feel like I do. No, I don't. You
Yeah,
know,
that's the thing with the videos I've seen where these guys, one guy, you know, he's a store clerk or something, and he tells the guy, he goes, "Oh, thank you, sir." He goes, "I'm not a sir, I'm a man." Man, I thought, fuck you if you are. Fucker, you ain't. I don't give a shit how you fucking feel, you twisted fuck. You're a fucking guy. You got that tool, you're a fucking man. Yeah, I got a brother-in-law like that. Don't fucking he ain't calling you by no fucking your fag name or whatever the hell they call it. Your name is your name. That's what I call you. I ain't calling you no fucking bullshit. some corny ass fucking. You
Mm.
know. If you want to act like a guy and you want to act like one, go ahead, man. There's no
And
skin
that
of my.
and that's a lot of all these people, even adults nowadays, the ones who are brainwashed. They tell someone, "Well, that's inappropriate." I'm like,
Yeah,
that ain't no fucking inappropriate. There's no inappropriate. It's a free fucking country,
they say that because
Pardon
they've
my
heard
French.
they.
There's no, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't say that." Just like the hell I can't say that.
Say whatever
You
you
know?
want.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The real fascism is telling people what they can and cannot say. That's the
Ooh,
real
yeah,
fascism. You
I
know?
I'll say whatever the fuck I want, when I want, how I want. This just
You got
there's other
people.
people.
You got people in some countries now where police are knocking on their door because they post something on the internet that some thought police doesn't like.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have some people to come on the stream that know exactly what I'm talking about. They're not here today, so
Yeah.
that's when you get into fascism. When you can't. This is the speech you're allowed to say.
No, you have your view and I'll have mine, but
Yeah.
the views that I hear are just so fucking outrageous. It isn't even. It's not even close to where I say.
When we were
I
growing up, all looked like the only thing you can't really say is like fire in a theater, right?
uh,
You can't, you can't cry
don't
wolf
open it.
like that.
Don't open that exit door. You might set off an alarm,
Yeah,
and you wouldn't.
yeah.
Why? Yeah, fuck it.
And these
I
people
don't.
that are saying that guns are held back in the day, I don't know. You remember? I remember. Some schools had gun clubs, right?
Yeah.
And some kids actually that you'd see their rifle hanging, in the back window of their pickup truck. They had a rifle
Uh,
rack. Remember those?
yeah. I
They're
remember.
parked in the school parking lot because after school they want to go hunting, or before school they were hunting. Right?
Uh,
You'd see people shooting up schools back then, even though they had the rifle right there in their truck in the parking lot.
there,
Right?
there are so many rights being taken away, and like women's rights. I mean, you remember the way they were back in the 60s and 70s. They had a voice, and you're gonna fucking listen to it whether you like it or not. But today's world, when you got all these freaks, they don't say that. Hardly one of them says anything. And their freedom or their act as a woman is being taken away by some fucking guy.
Yeah.
You can
Real
one of
women
my
speaking out. Where are the
one of
real
my
women speaking out on this? Right?
yeah, I'd be like, boy, if you're gonna lump in some fucking freak with me, fuck that. You ain't doing that. Yeah, put a woman inside of a man locker room and watch how many problems they got. Holy shit. You'd have accusations of sexual harassment and all kinds of stuff. Shit. Some of it, some of this is so outrageous. It just warrants going. Are you fucking stupid or what? You know, you can't make. You want to state your view calmly, like at like he was at, like Charlie Kirk was. You have a view. Let me know your view, and here's my view. That's all that. Ah, fucking mosquito. That's all that means. It's my view. My view doesn't make me.
Yeah. But it's like
Eh,
me. I can't really hold a meaningful conversation with my kids because we don't have stuff in common. Our
boy.
value, no matter how much I try to instill certain values in them, you know, when they reach
Yeah.
adulthood, they're like they have their own mind and they choose not to speak to me because they think, I'm a boomer or I don't understand, like it's like we didn't go through all the shit that they're going through, right? They don't
Yeah.
think we did. So they don't
No.
think we understand, right?
Yeah, right.
So they can't even have a conversation about it because they know what they know. They don't want to
Yeah, they're gonna
hear
hear
what
nothing else.
anybody else has to say about it, you
Yeah,
know.
that's right. Their
So
fucking ears are shut down.
they think, oh well, I don't, hey, we're grown adults. They know my phone number hasn't changed for years, right? They can call me. Do they? No. So, and and I know we were the same way. Probably by the time we were teenagers, up to about 40, we didn't need our parents, right? We just kind of did what we did, and
Yeah, yeah,
you were
yeah,
smarter than your parents, for a certain time of your life, or so you thought, right? So,
yeah, yeah.
so I guess they got to go through that stage. I probably won't live long enough to see where they come to their senses, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they can have a conversation because if I disagree with their point of view, they just want to totally shut down.
You
That's the
know,
whole problem with society
yeah,
right now.
the disagreement comes when you elevate your voice
Yeah,
and
you can't have a guy like this sit out in the middle of the public and discuss things with people, without
yeah.
someone wanting to eliminate him because he has a different point of view.
If you sit there and you go, oh come on, all of a sudden, holy shit, they fucking they're
Yeah.
going to warp speed.
It's
What
like,
the
no,
effect?
you just come out and say, oh, well, I think you're full of shit, and then they'll, oh my God, that's inappropriate,
My
How
friend,
can
my
you
friend
talk
George,
like that? Well,
my friend George and I we'd be bickering and fucking bitching every single time. You know, we always got along because
the
we always,
most common thing we heard when we were talking to each other, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Here, get out of here.
yeah. That's just it's not meant as a
Bafangu,
yeah. If we had a like Italian language where it depends how loud your voice is when you say a certain word. That's what it pertains to. Like if you're eating dinner and you say something about
Yeah.
dinner at a normal
Yeah, it's the way
tone.
you say it.
Yeah, because here when I was in was it early at the bus company, I was just joking, and my boss was new, and I was like, "Oh, go in there and you go in there in the office and take a nap or something." I wasn't serious, but all these other people, they sure made it sound like I was. And I said, "No, I wasn't. I wasn't serious." She,
Yeah.
"Oh, yes, you were. Yes, you
Nobody
were."
can take a freaking joke anymore. Nobody
Yes.
has a sense of humor.
So she went and told the division manager guy, and I had to talk. He talked to me. I said, "Look, Mac, if I got something to say, I say it." Because she
Yeah.
didn't know how to handle the situation. He said,
Mm.
"Well, she didn't know me long enough to
That's not
realize."
your problem.
Yeah, yeah. I said, "Well, I'm that way too, Greg. If I have an issue with somebody, I discuss it." But she didn't. She took it the wrong way, and so did everybody else that heard it. I wasn't like a. I wasn't. They made it sound like I was at a bar, and I just fucking just decided to be totally shitty towards her. We're good friends now, but back then I'm like, well, I was new at that job, cussing at each other. That was just part of my day. How long we been here? Oh, no, got
Oh,
another minute. I got another minute. We'll go.
an
We'll
hour.
go. Yeah, a whole hour, man.
You're only doing an hour?
Maybe I'll get Simon to thumbs up me. No,
Mr. Endurance, he can last an hour.
yeah. I took these batteries. I had these batteries for my blood pressure machine. It takes 4 AA's. So I got this one in a package. I don't know how old they were, but I used them for one day and they were dead.
Huh.
I had them, I had them sitting in a drawer for quite a long time. All right, man. Well,
Well, you're out of here, huh?
maybe we'll get more contestants next week.
You already took your pill.
I did.
Ah.
I bumped one of my meds up myself. So my rotorvastatin. So
Yeah, I think I got 40 milligrams of that.
I had a torvastatin, and then I had it lowered to 20. Now I get rotorvastatin, ROU.
Was that stronger or lighter?
Light. Well, 20 is lighter. 40. It goes all the way up to 80. But
no, but your new drug is that 20 also?
I just double it up. No, I
double statin or whatever.
Yeah, I double it up. It's 20. It's prescribed for 20, but I take it at 40 the last couple of weeks because I took 40 a long time ago too. So I just hope you get rid of that cholesterol shit. But anyway,
yeah, but sometimes cholesterol is natural. Your high cholesterol is it's hereditary.
It's a bad, yeah.
I think it is in my case.
My grandfather and my dad. Yeah,
there were times that I was like on a keto diet, and I ate like a freaking rabbit, and I still, my cholesterol was still high. So.
I'm supposed to be in a Mediterranean diet, but here you can fillet it like the catfish. You cut them, but some of them fish you got to pick out the meat. Like a tilapia or whatever. I got my mustard now because that's a good thing. It's healthy having mustard. Because tilapia, I tried to find. I can't get brown mustard here. I bought McCormick has a. It's like a yellow mustard that has the spice of brown mustard.
Yeah, I got spicy brown mustard.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Walmart.
Well, where I'm at, we don't have the brown itself. We have the yellow and whatever some of the other ingredients in there make it a little tangier like brown would. I used to get a big glass, tall glass of water, and my dad would buy the real horseradish shit that they make.
Oh yeah.
They wear a gas mask when they're making it. So I put this on a bologna sandwich. I'm pretty much eating the mustard more than I am the meat.
I tell you what, the one time a year there was real horseradish with Easter. Because my dad always made an Easter basket. With the ham, and then his shred. He'd get a stalk of horseradish and shred it, and man, that stuff will light you up.
Yeah,
the real stuff.
Man. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, oh man,
it was kind of like that. If you've ever had wasabi mustard.
I said, yeah. I said, man, let me try that. And I did. And I'm like, it's like my son here, Theo. He'll eat hot. Jay, I had a bag of hot flaming hot barbecue, and it's not. I guess it's not healthy for a little kid, but he'd be like 4 years old. He'd be like 4 years old. And he fucking just putting about his fucking chewing his ass off. And he's got this look at his face, and tears are running down his eyes, and he's still shoveling it in. And
I had this stuff yesterday. We went to Costco. They have samples sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And this woman was handing out, I guess it was like hot Thai ramen noodle type stuff.
Yeah.
And I got some because the woman said it's spicy. I said, oh, okay. And I could tell. I said, man, it's got some heat. I said, I'm going to regret this later. Sure as shit, man. Last night and this morning. It burned more coming out than it did going in. I said, I ain't doing that shit anymore.
Hey, you didn't have no wild hairs left anymore.
Literally. No.
Hey, she set you up. That's what that was.
She probably smiling.
This ain't hot. But go and try it, man.
Oh, man.
Fucking teary eyes. Look like you were
all right. Well, have a good day, Christian.
Yeah, have a good day.
You tune in next week. Take care.
Same time, same bat channel.
All righty. Take care, Tony.
All right, you too.
Later.
Later.